Good afternoon. Now we will continue with the Constitution, Parliamentary Committees. In the last few classes, we have seen the Parliamentary Committees. We have categorized it as Finance Committee, departmentally related Parliamentary Standing Committees. Finance Committee consisted of three, that is Public Accounts Committee, Estimate Committee, and Committee on Public Undertakings. And then we have seen departmentally related Parliamentary Standing Committees, 24 committees. Then we have seen committees constituted to inquire, which consisted of Committee on Petitions, Committee on Privileges, Ethics Committee. Then we have seen in the last class committees constituted to scrutinize and control. In this, I told you there are 6 committees. One is Committee on Government Assurances, Committee on Subordinate Legislation, Committee on Papers laid on the table of the House, then Committee on Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, Committee on Empowerment of Women, and Joint Committee on Office of Profit. These 6 committees put together constitute what is known as committees to scrutinize and control. Now, of these 6 committees, in the last class we have seen Committee on Government Assurances and Committee on Subordinate Legislation. In fact, subordinate legislation we have seen in detail. What is subordinate legislation? Why the subordinate legislation is growing? What is Henry VIII clause? And all the details we have seen. Today we will see the rest of the committees. First, let us see Committee on Papers laid on the table of the House. Committee on Papers laid on the table of the House. If you see the Parliament session, if you happen to see, there is a laying of papers. During laying of papers, all the documents which are received by the Parliament, that is, which is laid at the table of the House, which are authenticated by the minister. If a private member is laying, then he has to authorize. There is a provision for private members also to lay the documents on the table of the House. Normally, the ministers. It has to be authenticated. For instance, annual report, for instance, CAG report, for instance, other report, demands for grants, etc., or accounts, audited accounts, all these things are laid at the table of the House. Especially the financial accounts, grants in aid, these are to be laid at the table of the House within 18 months of the closure of the year. So that is a must. These reports are laid in the House, on the table of the House, to facilitate the members to go through the conditions and what are all, whether the conditions have been fulfilled, all the things which are given in the financial rules, whether it has been observed or not, can be seen by the members of Parliament. But where these papers are to be kept? So, the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they have created what is known as Committee on the Papers laid on the table of the House. As you know, the provisions of the Constitution as well as the various acts envisage laying of annual reports, laying of CAG report, laying of annual accounts of various corporations, and they are to be authenticated to the minister in charge, and they are laid at the table of the House within the stipulated period. This period has been stipulated either in the Constitution or in the rules made as a result of the constitution, or the acts, or in the rules made in pursuance of the act. To ensure that all such reports are placed before Parliament within the time fixed, after duly reviewed and authenticated by the government, both the houses had established separate committee on papers laid. Underline, separate committee. There is a committee for Lok Sabha, there is a committee for Rajya Sabha. First point you should remember is there is separate committee for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, the committee was constituted in June 1975. When? June 1975. Where? Lok Sabha. With the 15 members, 15 members being nominated by the Speaker with the term of 1 year. So, remember, when it was constituted, June 1975, Lok Sabha, 15 members nominated by the Speaker with a term of 1 year. The chairman of the committee is nominated by the Speaker from among the members. The functions of the committee include, number 1, whether the reports laid as per the provisions of the relevant acts or constitution. Number 2, whether there is any delay in laying of the papers. Number 3, if there is any delay, whether the delay has been properly, effectively explained in the statement which is accompanying the paper. Then whether there are both English and Hindi versions are placed. Number 5, if Hindi version is not placed, then what are the reasons? Whether such reasons are satisfactory or not. Most important point you should keep in mind is, if you are not placing the Hindi version, then you have to explain. Now, if suppose the question is, they have not furnished the reasons for not laying the English version, there is no provision. I am telling you for academic interest. There can be a question on this. English version, normally what is the normal procedure? Normally what they are doing, English version automatic. Most of the government officers, except in Hindi belt like Madhya Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh, almost all documents are English. So English version is taken for granted. So, and Hindi version, if it is not there, you have to explain the reasons. That is the point you should remember. So in the PT question, whether the following documents have not been furnished in Hindi or English, which is not correct. So English, if the failure to provide English version has not been, need not be explained, whereas failure to provide Hindi version has to be explained. Kindly note this point. Secondly, in Rajya Sabha, now we have completed Lok Sabha, now we are coming to Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, the committee was first constituted on 3rd March 1982. When? 3rd March 1982. Where? Rajya Sabha. With 10 members being nominated by chairman. 10 members being nominated by chairman. Rajya Sabha. Committee holds the office till the new committee is constituted. Underline, not 1 year. Till the new committee is constituted. See, compare with the Lok Sabha. There it is 15 members and here it is 10 members. Most important point you should remember. And there it is nominated by the speaker, here nominated by the chairman, obviously. And there the term is 1 year. Here they are holding the office till the new committee is constituted. Where? In Rajya Sabha. The chairman of the committee is appointed by chairman Rajya Sabha among its members. Casual vacancies are filled by chairman Rajya Sabha. If deputy chairman is included in the committee, where? In the committee on papers laid on the table of the house, if deputy chairman is included, then he will be the chairman of the committee. He will be the chairman of the committee. The quorum is 5 as usual. quorum is 5. Remember, in spite of the fact that the total number of members in Rajya Sabha committee is 10, the quorum is 5. The committee chairman cannot vote in the first instance, but in case of tie, he can exercise the casting vote. If the committee chairman is unable to act as chairman, Chairman Rajya Sabha will appoint another member as chairman. On the other hand, if the committee chairman is absent from any meeting, the committee will choose another member to act as the chairman of the committee. Now, this is one, that is papers laid on the table of the House. Next, we are coming to Committee on Empowerment of Women. Empowerment of Women. See, we have constitutional provisions, we have National Commission for Women, and we have plenty of acts which safeguard the interest of the woman. Now, considering the growing need for empowerment of women and for their upliftment, both the houses resolved to set up a committee for empowerment of women in both the houses. See, both the houses resolved to set up a committee on empowerment of women. The committee will be under both the houses. This resolution was passed, when it was passed? 8th March 1996, on the occasion of International Women's Day. International Women's Day when? 8th March. When the resolution was passed? 8th March 1996. Accordingly, the committee was first constituted on 29th April 97. 29th April 97 with 30 members. Remember, 30 members, of whom 20 are from Lok Sabha and 10 are from Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha members are to be nominated by the Speaker, and Rajya Sabha members, 10 members, are to be nominated by the Chairman, Rajya Sabha. Chairman of the committee is appointed by the Speaker. Chairman of the committee is appointed by the Speaker Lok Sabha from among its members. The committee term is 1 year. Minister cannot be the member. So remember, this is a joint committee where both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members are involved. The chairman is appointed by the Speaker. Most important point. So, second committee over. That is empowerment of women. Now we are coming to the third one. That is joint committee, that is Committee on the Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. This is Committee on the Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe to ensure that the safeguards provided in the Constitution and also in various acts are properly implemented. Properly implemented. What is the name of the committee? Committee on Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. The committee was first constituted on 25th November 1968. When it was constituted? 25th November 1968. It's a both combined committee, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. How many members? 30 members. Of whom 20 from Lok Sabha, 10 from Rajya Sabha. Remember, most important point. The members are elected by a system of proportional representation by single transferable vote. Members are elected by a system of proportional representation by single transferable vote. The chairman of the committee is appointed by the Speaker from among the members of Lok Sabha. Initially, the term was kept as 2 years. Subsequently, the term of the committee is kept revised to 1 year. So remember, most important point, this is the elected committee, combined committee, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, 2010, 2:1. And of course, the chairman is among the members of Lok Sabha, nominated by the Speaker. So it is an elected committee. Remember, that is the point you should remember. What are all the elected committees we have so far seen? PSC is an elected committee. Estimate committee is an elected committee. Committee on Public Undertaking is elected committee. The Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe is a elected committee. Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe is a welfare elected committee. Then now we are coming to Office on Profit. Joint Committee on Office of Profit. What is Office of Profit? Under Article 102 of the Constitution, I have already told you, if any person, that is, a person is under Article 102, remember, a person is disqualified for being chosen or for being a member of parliament. Remember, see the difference. For being chosen as a member of parliament or for being a member of parliament. Even if a person has become member of parliament, if he is holding an office of profit, he can be disqualified. Jaya Bachchan. So, he can be disqualified. So, a person is disqualified for being chosen or for being a member of the parliament in case he holds any office of profit under government of India or government of any state other than any office declared by the parliament not to disqualify the holder of the post. Parliament has passed a law to this effect, 1959. But as new committees and commissions are continued to be set up by the government, to which members of parliament are appointed, there is a need for continuous scrutiny of this work. So accordingly, this particular task has been assigned to the Joint Committee on Office of Profit. Joint Committee on Office of Profit. You remember? Joint Committee on Office of Profit, it was in news when the Abdul Kalam has written, he was written, what is his, president, he has written the Office of Profit Bill because they gave retrospective effect. They gave retrospective effect. So disagreeing on that, the president has returned and subsequently it was repassed again. He exercised what is known as suspense veto. So they repassed again, both the houses reconsidered and passed again, and the president has to give the assent. So this is number one. This is the Joint Committee on Office of Profit. The Joint Committee was first constituted in August 1959. August 1959. With 15 members, 10 from Lok Sabha and 5 from Rajya Sabha. The members are elected by a system of proportional representation by single transferable vote. Remember, again, elected committee and joint committee. Elected committee and joint committee. The committee is constituted for the entire term of Lok Sabha, most important. Rest of the committees we have seen only 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Here is the case that a committee is constituted for the entire term of Lok Sabha. The chairman of the committee is appointed by the speaker among the members of the committee. So remember, this is an elected committee. What are the elected committees now? So far we have seen, again repeat. Number 1, Public Accounts Committee. Number 2, Estimate Committee. Number 3, Committee on Public Undertaking. Number 4, what is known as Office of Profit. And number 5, the Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. So these are all the important. And this committee, Office of Profit Committee, the term is coterminous with the term of Lok Sabha. So very important point you should remember from an examination point of view. And which committee following the term of this what is known as this Office of Profit, Joint Committee on Office of Profit has a term of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, coterminous at the Lok Sabha. So normally we will take 1 year because most of the committees are 1 year only. So we will presume, not guesswork, because it carries 2 marks. So every question You attempt carries 2 marks, and if your answer is negative, then you lose mark also. So remember, so be careful. This committee, Office of Profit Committee, the term is coterminous with the term of Lok Sabha elected committee. Elected committee. So far we have seen 5 elected committees, and all the 5 elected committees are important. Thank you. We will continue in the next class. Thank you.